Hold on. This ability can only target allies who have enemies adjacent to them. So this would be a Blard. Until the start of the officer's next turn, all melee attacks made by the target deal an additional damage equal to 2 multiplied by the number of enemies. Based on fellowship? Okay. So if we're fighting 2 guys, we do 4 extra damage. Okay. Number of enemies adjacent. Okay, so it's like a low single digits. Extra damage. If the target is under the effective voice or command, they immediately make an attack of opportunity against an adjacent enemy, targeting the one with the least remaining wounds. Okay, that makes that a big difference. So not only do they do more damage, they make an immediate attack and it doesn't end our turn. That's actually sounds pretty good. The navigator deals 13 to 30 damage to an enemy, then we must pass a willpower resistance or become immobilized. Okay. I feel like we prefer killing, but on some bosses it could be useful. But then again, I betcha the boss is gonna succeed at the check anyway, so... The navigator designates a square. The enemy closest to that square immediately moves up to 4 cells towards it. If multiple enemies are the same distance from the point, all of them move. The targets move even if they're shunned or immobilized. Ooh. Now I do like that better because that means we can put them into range of shots and whatnot. Gain plus 22 to willpower and toughness until end of combat. Okay. Plus 22 willpower. How much is that in damage? Like if we use this on Emily, 22 willpower. Is that plus 1 per 10? So that's gonna give us plus 2 willpower. Which is like plus 2 damage. Which is... how much is that? Depending on the high, mid, end, but like around 15% extra damage. Which is not nothing. And again, you can quote me on that. 15 is not nothing. But I feel like we're probably going to be buffing a Blard. So this melee thing we looked at. Yeah. I think that's what we're taking. Choose a common talent. Okay. Yeah, let's reduce dodge and hit chance of all the enemies in line of sight. That sounds really good. Yep, let's do that. Argenta, how about you? More ballistic skill. Why is it red? Oh, I can't select it. Is it maxed out? Probably. Mm-hmm. No heresy. I love the name of that. Plus 10 crit and armor against Xenos and Demonics. I don't think we've seen any so far. What did we choose for humanity's finest? It doesn't show. Oh, there. Agility. I don't think agility will help our other guys. $15 is not nothing. Hey, Science says, welcome in. How are you doing? What is the disturbed effects? Nothing is recommended, really. %3 chance to ignore any enemy attack. That's a too low chance to be reliable. 10% bonus to dodge is not bad. I'm looking for anything that increases aim or damage. Call me cooking some dinner. Good to have you here. Enjoy your food. This gives everybody plus agility, but none of our guys really benefit from it. Archetype abilities, so that's like... we don't really have that many. I mean, the rapid fire becomes free. But then again, I'm not sure how much use that is. The devotee and their allies in the area of effect of War Hymn or Furious Recital gain +1 damage for single shots and attacks of opportunity for 1 round. Is this... does this include our spells? No, this has to be guns only, I think. Which doesn't really help because you're the only gun user. Bolt weapon expert. Extra armor pen? That's good. Chain weapons. What weapons are you using? In fact, I think... don't we have a better gun for you? That is somehow worse. Cannot be used. That is better than your old auto pistol. No, it wasn't. Oh, but you don't get any armor pen. And this has more shots. Never mind. And didn't we pick up something with a lot of shots? This guy. Rate of fire 7. Much more max ammo. Much less recoil. I wonder if this is a better gun. Even though it has slightly less damage, we're mostly burst firing anyway. Yeah, let's give it a go. Ablard, I think we have a better sword for you. Yeah. This is just straight up better. Yeah. How about armor? Everybody has armor. Okay. Hit and crit. Who needs these? Honestly, plus hit here. Armor. Idira. I think that's good. Man, there's no clear choice here. Damage against demons and psychers. That's specific. Or target specific. I want something more general. Was it a bolt weapon or a chain weapon? That's what we were supposed to look at and I forgot. Yeah. Oh, you can go to the side like that. Interesting. But that's not what I wanted to see. This is a solid projectile. They're not bolt weapons. This, however, is a bolt weapon. Maybe we change that. And then let's just specialize on bolt. Like, I don't even know if it's a good weapon, but bolt weapon expert. Okay. So Idira, she's maybe joint analysis. Raise an area that lasts until the start of Saker's next turn. All allies within an area gain 6 dodge. Okay. Target gains +6 int, perception and fellowship, and willpower until end of combat. That's a pretty good buff. Both for Emily and for Cassia. Dominate? Ooh, tell me more. Target must pass a willpower resistance with a penalty of -5. Or on their next turn, they spend all of their movement points to move as close as possible towards the Psyker. But they can act as normal. Oh, that's very like situational. Sensory deprivation. Target makes a will resistance test. If it succeeds, the target is merely blinded. If the target fails the test, they become blinded and suffer an additional -5 penalty to all characteristics. Okay. What does blinded do? Minus 30 penalty to ballistic and weapon skill tests. And minus 30 to dodge and parry. Okay, that is pretty good if we're stuck in like a long range thing. Or maybe even against bosses. That seems pretty decent. It's either that or joint analysis. Let's just take joint analysis. I feel like that's going to be so much damage. And what are you actually good at? Maybe use tech awareness. Ablard. Weapon skill. I don't want you missing, so... Weapon... Wait. Okay, that reduces enemy parry. Increases melee crit. And increases our parry. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I feel like something that helps his melee abilities. All allies affected by brace for impact gain an extra turn with 0 action points but 3 movement points. And increase their cover efficiency by 20%. Okay, so this allows people to get into cover from something. Just as the name implies. It seems good, but I'm not sure if it's worth spending a point on. Brakes for impact allows the Navy officer to use any ranged weapon in threatened areas. Okay, we don't use that though. Knock enemies prone and push them 1 cell away. Knocking them prone could be interesting. Cannot act and suffer penalty to parry and dodge. That is very interesting. Ooh. Abelard uses braces for impact, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Mostly because I don't know what else to do with my action point. But this push could be valuable. And perfect timing means allies affected by brace for impact gain 30% to cover penetration. That's also pretty good. Characteristic training, maybe? Weapon skill? That is definitely an option. What is melee superiority? In melee combat, any target surrounded by more allies than enemies receive plus 10 weapon skill bonus for each additional ally. Okay, so if you gang up, you gain extra weapon skill bonus. Okay. So this allows us to go into melee range with more targets without taking damage. Or taking extra damage. Or 15% bonus to parry. Honestly, this might be the choice. Because he's gonna be in there tanking anyway. And I feel like there's an easier way to avoid melee superiority bonuses. Just kill the enemy. You know? The character can attack with a second weapon in their current weapon set in addition to the usual 1 attack per round. Ooh. So this allows us an extra attack, which definitely sounds good. Melee weapon specialist. Oh, that's an axe and shove. We don't have axe and hammer. We don't use those right now. Yeah, extra attacks with the offhand sounds good. Even if it's at -20, we'll be stacking ballistic skill and stuff anyway, so yeah. And then we can consider the parry thing for the next level up. Jeez, these take forever. Mostly because I'm indecisive. Okay, can we finally get to the Rycat Minoris? What now? We cannot get to Rycat Minoris. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the quill you've been using to draw up yet another order falls from your hand. You raise your head with a start. Someone else is here, in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge, and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You're alone against a horde of heretics, risen from the darkness to take your life. Heresy! As of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Conrad Vogtvi's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow advance. Kneel before the rogue trader. Your lives belong to me. All you hear in response is unintelligible voices, whispers, moans, and derisive laughter. Anger ignites your chest, and you clutch the shard, which ravenously bites into your palm with its sharp edge. An unbearably bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon. A skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt, adorned with the image of a closed eye. It's the Illuminati, chat. It's the Illuminati. We've cracked it. The eyes open wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before, there, on the bridge, and a voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven. The path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. I'm the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that. You feel the sword's immense weight pulling you down. You resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground to the sound of odious laughter. The strain is such that you fear your back could break at any moment. Vog, the first dawn, is hereby woven into the tapestry of fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, and thus now the new one will become the chosen of the weaver of destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god, and become the vessel of the edge. Nani? You awaken from the vision, kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat, and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing. and you struggle to recall those faces and images of the sword in your hands. Only the deep cut on your palm and the bloodied shard on the floor remind you of what just transpired. We have the heretical option of picking up the shard, and the dogmat... Oh, I slipped. You reached your shaking hand out to the shard, now slippery with your blood. You wipe its metallic surface and stash your treasure under your clothes, next to your heart and soul, forever seared by the great powers of the warp. Heresy +3. Oh, goodness. Staying true to the stream title, we're committing heresy. How much? Do we have like a carrying limit and stuff? Is there a weight limit? I don't seem to see a weight limit. Oh, Commander, what do you mean? This is how it will be the most fun. I'm doing a heresy, I know. That's the whole point. That's where the real power is. Now, can we get the Rykad Minioris or whatever? Finally? Okay. Jeez Louise. Okay. Extractium. A mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with the Blessed Standard template construct. The small industrial complex can be deployed in practically any world, however inhospitable. The Serf clan assigned to it will devote itself to the maintenance of its sacred mechanisms and the extraction of resources needed by the rogue trader. Okay, we don't have any of those. And apparently there's only one place to go here. Yeah, bring the gang. Finally some content. Okay, not content. Gameplay? You support my heresy? I'm glad someone does. Alright. The starport greets you with the din of ordnance and the smell of explosive tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Sergeant Mulgar. Halt! Weapons on the ground or I'm firing! A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles towards you from behind the chunks of rockcrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Mulgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown and the rebels are shooting down everything that flies, and you lot just happen to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. And on a shuttle like that, where'd you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He's visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab him, lads. We got ourselves a rebel landing force. Oh, you don't you dare touch me, sir. Blood turns purple. By the holy throne, what is this mess? Iridia glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. How dare you, Commander, on your knees before I blow your brains out.